We're less than a month away from Valentine's Day, so if you're not already in love, now may be the perfect time to find it.
Here with tips on looking for love and where Cupid may be hiding is Essence Magazine's relationship editor, Sheraya Jackson.
Hello.
Hey there.
Girl, you've got the right color for the occasion.
I'm in the mood for love.
You sure are with that dress.
Well,
You are too with the pink though.
Thank you, darling. Thank you.
I got a little pink memo too.
little bit.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move on to love. She's like, not you, not you. Moving on to love. Now, in your February issue, which is on the wall here, Steve
Yes.
Harvey and his wife, Marjorie, they talk about, making a love that can last forever. What are a few of the tips they give in the
You
article?
know, Steve and Marjorie are such an amazing couple. They do two very important things in their relationship. They keep it honest and they keep it sexy. By keeping it honest, he really came clean with a big secret we didn't even know about. Soon after they got married, he got hit with a $20 million bill from Uncle Sam. And so he was advised, like, you just got married, this is the happiest you've seen. Maybe you don't tell this to your new wife. But he said, no, if this is gonna break us, let me find out now. And of course, she was right there in his corner, but that also brought them together closer to go through that type of turmoil. Now, the keep it sexy side of it is that, even on our shoot and in talking, he's a person who she's regularly texting her man, like pictures of high heels, pictures of panties, hot lips. Like, they keep it very sexy in their relationship, and they keep that spark alive to be now married 7 years.
Wait a minute.
I've tried that.
Texting.
Hey.
I shouldn't do it now? Hold on.
No,
Okay.
no.
I'll text it later.
Later.
So they sexed then.
Well, not necessarily sex. We're not saying that they're sending actual pictures. She just shared that, pictures of the high heels.
She's
Maybe
teasing
not.
a little.
Yeah, she's teasing. She's getting him excited.
Okay.
But shoot, between two couples, I mean, I think sexting is not a bad thing in a responsible way.
Okay.
Have your security settings right and share a little love.
What's the biggest mistake people make when they're looking for love?
Absolutely. We make a lot of mistakes, or common mistakes we see. When looking for love, the first thing that we make the mistake of is thinking that we need the actual, we need a copy of ourselves. So I always say, you don't need a clone. So if you're a very busy professional, you might not need someone whose schedule is as crazy as yours. So look for your complement, not your clone. Look for that person who is going to bring strengths that might be your weaknesses. So if you're a person who's not that organized, maybe you don't want to get that person who's also like that. So look for people who bring other qualities you don't already have, and not thinking that, well, if I'm super busy or if I'm super laid back, that I'm only going to be happy if I find that type of person. Another thing is,
I like that line. Look for your complement, not your clone.
Absolutely.
That's good.
Well, Paula
Absolutely.
Abdul said opposites attract. So
Yeah. Well, if you're taking your love tips from Paula Abdul, you might love you, Paula. I don't know.
Okay, well, speaking of looking for love, you had to tell us about this other article in your magazine where a woman actually found her Mr. Right at a homeless shelter?
Yes, it sounds crazy, and I mean, it is a fascinating story. You can see their whole wedding and their fascinating reception at Essence.com. But literally, she had a 3,000 square foot home, 2,000 square foot massage business. The business went under. She lost her home, and she was living out of her car. And she really felt the Spirit of God tell her to go to a specific homeless shelter, and there she met a homeless veteran. And they both kind of had this instant spark, but of course she was nervous. Like, I don't want to date someone who is not on their feet as I try and get on my feet. But he was persistent in his care of her. Not, they chose to be celibate until they got married. He got back on his feet. He was able to get some housing help through a veterans program. And so they were able to move and really come out of homelessness together. And so they decided to get married 2 years later once they were on their feet.
Once they had a house?
Yeah, and they got married on the 50th anniversary of the March on Washington. And so they really want to bring that energy of Martin Luther King into their day and really being of service to the people. So instead of a traditional reception, there was no DJ, there was no wobble. They went and fed the homeless. And so it's just a beautiful story. It was so inspiring, and so many people shared our story. And I do encourage you to check it out, because it would just really make you believe in the power of love.
That sounds like a movie.
Right.
It should be. And what's her name? Resurrection Graves. She just has this phenomenal name, phenomenal couple, and you really can see the love in those people and just the power. You never know what really could feel like a bad moment could really be a blessing in disguise.
Feels like a setback. It could be a setup.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so if we're not going to the homeless shelter
For the rest of us.
to find our man, our woman.
Yes. Yes.
Where else should we be
You
going?
know, that's a great question, and we have you covered because, you know, Essence, this February issue is, of course, full of love and amazing couples, but we can't forget about our singles. And so we have some new fun hot spots for singles. One of
Okay,
them
where should we
being,
go?
you should head, especially in a city like New York or wherever you are, go to the best hotel in town and go to the bar, because not only will you interact with people, other professionals in that area, but you'll interact with people who really are business minded. And so we also say, which some unsuspecting hot spots are to go to a golf course, especially if you're a woman of color looking to date a man of color. You will see a lot of black men on golf courses. And so
Okay.
that's one of the ones we say. But also, you really want to find areas that are of interest to you already. So one of the ones we say is be a community activist, because you will find quality bachelors and bachelorettes while you're giving service. And so whether it's the
That's a
Urban
good
League, the
idea.
NAACP, there are really these pockets of active and just really successful professionals who might be a great fit for you.
It's a great idea.
So what about a club? You hear people all the time talk about they're going to the
Yeah.
club, they're going to hook up with somebody. Is the club just for hookups, or can you really meet
You know,
your
I
soulmate
never,
there?
you know, we have a homeless shelter bride, so we never say nowhere is off limits. It's not ideal because
Right,
the music
right.
is loud,
Yeah.
and so it's not probably the ideal place. So if you are someone who likes the social atmosphere, go for more of a bar or a lounge.
Okay.
Maybe skip ladies' night, because it sounds enticing at first. Oh, the drink specials, but because it's ladies' night, you're gonna be joined by a whole bunch of other ladies. So you want to go where you can work your numbers, because dating has a lot to do with the numbers game. So you want to always be positioning yourself to have a larger pool of possible suitors and matches for you.
Now, you say people should also tap their married
Yes.
friends, right?
Yes,
For advice.
definitely, because those are the people who kind of have already in tune about relationships. So you let them know, hey, I'm looking. And also, married friends, a male or female, make a great wing woman or a wing man, because they can go out and they can chat up the cute guy who you're a little bit more nervous to talk to, but they can't do anything with it. So they've warmed it up for you to kind of slide in there. And so those friends, but not just your married friends. We say activate your entire network. The same way we all get the emails, I'm looking for an apartment, I'm looking for a job. Why don't you say, I'm looking for interesting people to meet? These
But
are the
what if that makes you look desperate?
It doesn't. It does. You have nothing to lose. And it's not saying I need a husband by Thursday. It's saying I'm just looking to meet more interesting people. You go, and not your whole email list. It's not the whole 2,000 Gmail contact. It's that select pool of about, I need a man. It's 40 people.
me.
You know, I had a girlfriend who last year, she's like, it's my birthday. Instead of a traditional gift, I want to date more. And so please let me know of any interesting people you meet. And I thought it was a very fun way to kind of
a nice-
approach the subject, but also to let people know that now when I meet someone interesting, you're top of mind. I'm like, she already sent me the email, I will let you know.
Now,
that.
we live in New York, and you would think that would be a great place to find people.
No.
To look. No, you're like, no. Okay, so are there better cities to look for love?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay,
We
give us your top
we
three.
partner with Plenty of Fish, the online dating website, and they really call for us some of the top cities to meet. This is specific to black men who were looking for love. This is for our readers at Essence. And so 3 of the top cities, number 1 was Humble, Texas. There was also Homestead, Florida, and Duluth, Georgia were the top 3. And these are cities where these men are like, I'm looking for a serious relationship.
Humble, Texas.
Humble.
Right.
And it goes along with the other data we've seen that you do see smaller towns and southern cities have more relationship-minded singles. And so those are the cities where they're much more kind of traditional, and so they're settling down sooner. Whereas a city like New York, there's so much going on, people don't always, it's not as much of a pressure, and also you just can have a lifestyle that is great and more conducive to a single.
So if you're looking for a man, head down south.
I mean, yeah, as an option, but again, there's singles in every city, so you're really just positioning yourself in places that really can help your numbers.
All right. Well, there's a lot of controversy. If you don't want to go anywhere, you can just sit in your couch and look online. What do you think about online dating?
I'm so pro online dating, and I'm happy that the stigma is. I was a bridesmaid in a couple that met on MySpace, my cousins, and so I'm so for using it. It's a resource, it's a tool, and so I think the name is a misnomer a little bit because it's not online dating, it's online meeting. So you're not falling in lust online. You don't really know this person. You meet this person, they look interesting, and we take it offline pretty quickly. And so it's really just to open up the pool, especially for this current society. We're so busy, work. When else are you gonna meet a single? When else are you just out on the town? So this is a way for you to be present on the single scene without leaving your office.
So what are the do's and don'ts of online dating?
Definitely. Do be all of yourself.
Okay.
Don't try and hide who you are, what your hobbies are. Again, exciting part of the issue is we have a real online dater who also is an actor. Malik Yoba sort of has been on every online dating website. So we said,
read that.
Malik, tell us.
But has it worked for him?
He actually connected with someone he met on Twitter. And so one of his tips is don't limit online dating to just the traditional sites. Use your social media accounts. And that's another one we recommend as well. Facebook has something called the Facebook graph search. So now, say you're someone, I don't feel comfortable meeting a stranger, you can say I can go on Facebook and I will only want to meet friends of my friends who are interested in Kendrick Lamar music or who watch Scandal. And so you can really find your pool of daters through people you know.
All right. So once you connect with that person, the first date, should that be coffee? Should that be breakfast? Should it be dinner? What should it be?
Should not be dinner, and you're on the right lines of coffee or a quick drink.
Okay.
And so you want something quick and natural where you can see if this spark is real. But dinner for a first date we've never met, it can be so long if there's not a spark and so awkward to try and leave versus one drink, you're in, you're out. But when you are picking a coffee spot or a bar, don't go to your favorite spot. Don't go to your usual because now
They know where to
if it
find
doesn't
ya.
work out, they're now like, oh, I love the drink here, and you have to see this person you
Lord.
only spent 30 minutes with. So just be smart in selecting somewhere that's neutral, but it's not your usual spot.
Okay. 10 seconds. The most important thing to know about looking for love.
The most important thing to know about love is to prioritize your love life, but also to be loved. We see most success from people who are truly in love with their life, and that's when love finds you. So be happy.
Great advice. Thank you.
that, girl.
All right.
Love yourself first. I love it.
Thank you so much. All right.
Thank
You're
you.
watching Arise Entertainment 360.